I think it's important to not take your healing journey super seriously. Healing sucks and it's transformational and it's life-changing and it's essentially, the stakes are really high, it's life or death. But in retrospect, there's a lot of crazy stuff that I did that I can look back and laugh on. And one of the things that I want to laugh on with you today is something called a purge ceremony. I lived with an Amazonian plant medicine healer in 2025 in his healing center in Guatemala, and we did a whole bunch of wild stuff and it was really helpful. He actually kind of helped save my life. So I'm not talking smack or anything. We did everything from parasite cleanses where I saw worms come out to isolation exercises where I stayed alone in a tent for weeks at a time, eating strange foods, being beckoned to plant medicine ceremonies, lots of crying, lots of craziness. And then we also did something called purges. Purges were something that he felt was very essential because in his mind, when a person had bad energy stuck inside of them and were sick and they needed to signify to the universe that they wanted to change and replace those bad energies, he said a purge ceremony was exactly how you replace the bad energy and signal to the universe to give you good energy. So I was like, okay, I came here to work with you. I'll do the purge ceremonies. But purges suck, and they're exactly what it sounds like. They're essentially a ceremony where you throw up. And I did all of the following. One was a duck flower ceremony where a duck flower, which is this kind of flower that looks like a duck, go figure, gets blended and then you just drink it and then it causes you to puke all night and you kind of drink water for the first half of it, like a gallon of water, and just slowly puke out the duck flower, but then it causes you to puke, foam all until like 4 a.m. in a tent. It's kind of miserable. All these are miserable. And then another was Cambo, which is where a frog poison gets burned into a person's skin and it's green. And I rolled around on the ground for like 15 minutes, sweating, feeling like I was gonna die. And then I would puke and the puke would be green because Cambo's green, go figure. And then the one that I wanna highlight, which I hated pretty much the most, was called a tobacco purge. So tobacco, the guy I lived with was really believed in tobacco. Apparently it's like one of the grandfather of plant medicines in the Amazon. And so he would boil raw tobacco leaf on the stove for like 12 hours before this ceremony. And I would go into where the ceremony takes place. He'd give me a mug of this tobacco leaf boiled in water. It's jet black. It smells like an ashtray. He said, don't smell it, just drink it. I would chug the whole cup. I'd go, ah, 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 ah. And then he's like, okay, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then I'd have 2 gallons of water in jugs in front of me. And he's like, okay, you can drink the water now. So I would just chug the water until I puked out all the tobacco back into a bucket. And the idea was to essentially excavate all the tobacco I just drank into the bucket, but it's very hard to get all of it. So I'd end up going back in my tent and I'd be puking tobacco with this crazy nicotine buzz until like, early in the morning. So if you're healing and you do a lot of crazy stuff, just know you're not alone, and I'm happy to share more next time. This was just a highlight of what I did the last couple of years.